I think they have an opportunity to do some things here with a first-year manager in Murphy. I think why not put the pedal to the metal, go after and get somebody and make a push here to make an opportunity to get to the World Series.
So Aaron Civale was traded last year for Kyle Manzardo, who was a pretty big prospect in the system for the Tampa Bay Rays, but they really bought into Civale. He has not pitched well since they picked him up, and now they flip him over to the Milwaukee Brewers. So it's always nice to get a trade when we're still about a month away from the deadline. Here's Robert Murray reporting it, very good friend of the FT fam here. Civale from the Rays for prospect Gregory Barrios is a shortstop prospect in the Milwaukee Brewers system. Not ranked super high, more of an upside play here. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it for both sides. Anytime the Tampa Bay Rays are involved in any trade, I think there's a chance that they might win it. They know something that nobody else knows. But then you have Aaron Civale. He's a veteran guy. And, we talk about him not pitching well, but he's a guy, and I think Fraze as a hitter and AJ as well as a hitter knows, like, he's a guy who's actually, I think, overachieved when you talk about the stuff that he has. So he's a guy that knows how to pitch. I think he can go over to Milwaukee, help that staff. That's a central division that is looking like it is Milwaukee's for the taking right now. When you look at Chicago, what they're doing, Seattle's never out of it. But I think this is a good move for both teams. And like you said, it's always good to see some action before the trade deadline actually happens.
Yeah, they're 6 games up right now in their division, and I think you can always use another arm. And the possibility of an injury, I mean, we've seen it before in the playoffs where teams, you think about the Diamondbacks who, had a couple starters and was bullpen day every once in a while in the playoff game. So it's like you can always use another arm. I think this is a steady arm. The season hasn't gone the way he wanted, but you get a change of scenery, you never know what can happen. And that's a possibility. Now you're in first place again. You go from a team that it was third or fourth now in the division. Now they go to a team that's first place. So that can be only more exciting for him. And, we'll see how this young prospect transpires. Maybe this is a good thing for him as well to get out of that organization, see if Gregory can do something else, and maybe all of a sudden something clicks. So some people look at these things as bad. I look at it as great, to be honest. So for Civale, another good pickup, and I think he'll prosper. Do I think he's going to excel and be the, top-end starter? No, but I think he'll be a good 4 or 5 for sure.
My question
AJ, what do you got?
What are the Rays doing? The Rays just got over 500. They're not that far out. I mean, I get that, the Rays try to rebuild and reload it on the fly. But, I mean, the Rays just got over 500. They're 11 games out. They're probably not winning the division, but they got a shot at the wild card. And they're 3 games out of the wild card, and Civale is one of their guys. And listen, for a team that's banged up, especially in the starting rotation with, all the starters they have down, to trade a starter away surprises me. But, hey, like Cam said, the Rays always seem to know something better than everyone else. So I don't know what they're doing, but, I think he did have a 5 ERA, and so he was struggling. A lot of people are on the Rays fans, especially Tampa Bay, is very happy that he's gone. But, at the same time, I don't know. You always need arms.
Yeah, and usually it's a win for them, AJ, right? You get a phone call and you're like, oh, you want Civale? And he was pitching well for Cleveland. You're like, what do you know? Although Cleveland's got a good pitching machine too, and you're right. His cutter was getting smashed this year. He's just been on a really down year at 5+ ERA, and I think they feel at this point that they've got guys that they can put in his place that will do better from a production standpoint. It is waving the white flag a little bit even on the trade aspect, because Manzardo was a pretty good prospect in their system. I know he hasn't hit much yet with Cleveland, but yeah, let's take this one step further. So do you think they will, and do you think they should keep going here, AJ? Or do you think this is just them kind of getting addition by subtraction? Does this include, maybe a Randy Arozarena conversation, a Pete Fairbanks, a Garrett Clevenger, a Jason Adam, Zach Eflin, Sean Armstrong? I mean, even Yandy Diaz, because you know how the Rays operate. Once a guy gets to like a couple years left of service time, they usually flip him.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Can we get like Kevin Cash on or somebody that knows the Rays organization a little bit better and explain, what they're doing, what they're trying to do? I think the Rays right now don't think they're good enough to get it, obviously, to win the division. Maybe they don't think they're good enough to even get in, and they're, Randy should be on the block. Yes, Yandy should be on the block. Pretty much anybody that they could get something for. This is what the Rays do better than anybody else, is make trades at the right time and make sure that they're stay ahead of the game with their rebuild, reload, whatever you want to call it down there when they do it the Ray way.
Quick on the Brewers too, Todd Father, do you think that Milwaukee should be very aggressive over the next few weeks because they're in first place? So, Ken Rosenthal covered this on Fair Territory before our show, and he had a great job, on the reporting aspect with some of his colleagues on the fact that the Brewers were going to make moves like this. This is a back-end starter for them right now, and that they weren't going to go for the jugular this season, which is generally not what they do anyway. But, I know there's some powerhouses in the National League. Why not Milwaukee?
Why not? And I think you think about it, 6 games, it's a lot, but really it's not in the division. I feel like some of the other teams are going to have guys coming back that can make a substantial push to go for the division. I felt like the Reds were going to be the top dogs here. They have some injuries, and now some guys will be coming back sooner than later. So, yeah, I think the Brewers have to. I think they should. I think they should be finding arms. I think find another reliever. I think they have an opportunity to do some things here with a first-year manager in Murphy. I think, why not? Put the pedal to the metal, go after and get somebody and make a push here to make an opportunity to get to the World Series.
Yeah, I agree with I agree with Todd. And one thing, people don't know about him, we have to enlighten them. Pat Murphy is a guy who gets the best out of guys. He has a way about making guys feel really good about themselves and really confident, maybe more confident they should be at times. So you talk about a guy like Civale, and I think the guy that I look at, Tyler Anderson is a guy that, I don't think of posture a lot, but if you have a couple prospects to give up, he would fit in perfect in Milwaukee in that division, in that rotation. And that, that might be the extra arm because Civale is a guy who also can do a lot of things for you. He doesn't just have to be a starter. He can be that bridge guy. He can give you a couple innings if you need to get him to the back end of the bullpen as well. So the Milwaukee Brewers definitely, I think, should try to go for it and go ahead and lock that thing up.
Yeah, and they took a ton of hits, remember, for that rotation. I mean, DL Hall is working his way back. Wade Miley's done for the year. Of course, Woodruff's not back until next year, most likely at this point. They traded away Corbin Burns. So they have to do a little bit of, shuffling around. And they've
Scott, I saw Woodruff in San Diego. He's pretty positive he's not coming back this year. I talked to him for a while. Actually ran into him and his wife, pregnant, on the water side there in San Diego, and he was pretty positive he's not going to make it back this year. But he's like, man, this is hell. I'm grinding through it, but man, this sucks.
Yeah, that, of course. I mean, you go from Woodruff, Burns, and Freddie P, and they've been able to make this work. Even Robert Gasser, who we talked about a couple weeks ago, who was really good for 5 starts for them, he goes down with Tommy John surgery, so it sucks for them. FT has a special show this Sunday. We are going to be at the street race in Chicago, the NASCAR Road Show, where you can get tickets at NASCARchicago.com. Also includes FT. Yeah, it's an FT NASCAR collaboration. And there's special performances by Keith Urban, the Chainsmokers, the Black Keys, and more. AJ, are you ready?
Oh, am I ever? I can't believe Cam's not coming, being from North Carolina. He loves NASCAR. So
I love that NASCAR, man. Come around that corner there, car 54 there. Come around that corner now fast, buddy.
That's good. Have you ever been to a race?
I grew up at a racetrack right behind where I live, bro. It was like a local racetrack behind where I live. But no, I haven't been to any races in person. So I guess AJ will be taking me my first one.
Let's go. Whenever you want to go, we go.
This is a good one.
Although here's the thing about the street race, though. Like if you go to one of the speedways, you can watch them go all the way around. You kind of can see them. When they go in the street, you kind of lose them, and then all of a sudden they go by you, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, that thing is going really fast. And I don't know how they get them going. They go from like 0. What's the song? 0 to 100. They go 0 to 100 real fast, right? So
they do.
It's awesome though, and the noise and the speed and the power that these cars have is incredible.
Yeah, you got the whole deal out there. So you got the race, you got the music performances, and you've got FT. So AJ, Alana Rizzo, and Jason Kipnis on this Sunday, and we'll stream it on the Foul Territory YouTube channel at 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Again, don't miss out on the epic weekend. You can be there. Get your tickets at NASCARchicago.com.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.